absolutely hosed. What's your assessment of the trade?
Well, I think look, if they draft a quarterback one and he becomes an above-average starter and they get to the playoffs by the time they build that new stadium, it's going to matter a damn thing what I wrote yesterday, right, and what we're saying now. I mean, so we don't know. I mean, we just don't know. We don't even know for sure which quarterback they're going to take. So did they look? What we can say with certainty is this is born of their own desperation. This is a problem that was of their own making in systematically botching that quarterback position over a long series of years of passing on a lot of kids in the draft and convincing themselves that either Sam Bradford was finally going to stay healthy or that he was the answer, or convincing themselves that they could play with Nick Foles last year and passing on another group of quarterbacks, et cetera, et cetera. And to the point where they're trying to sell Case Keenum at the Combine, and people are like, you're out of your mind. There's no way you're going to L.A. with Case Keenum as your starting quarterback, right? So this is on them, and it's not a good look. And to have to make a reverse RG3 trade, 2 years after mocking the Redskins. When was it when Fisher sent all the players he got for RG3 out to be captain?
Yeah.
What was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Right? And now here they are, just as desperate, doing the same thing, and they're actually more desperate. They're going from 15 to 1.
Yeah,
it's not a good look, but I get it. And to your point about L.A., do I think Stan Kroenke signs off on this if he's still a disinterested owner who's trying to get out of St. Louis?
No.
But being a fully engaged owner who lives in Malibu, who knows I got to sell suite licenses, I got to sell PSLs, and a year from now I got to start sharing this with either the Raiders or the Chargers. Oh yeah, they can say they can talk all they want about purely football. We would have done this if we were playing in Kalamazoo, whatever. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. And we all know branding and business, which means the bottom line. So this means, at least to me, that Jared Goff will be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft in 2016.
It's him or Carson Wentz. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I don't even think it's Carson Wentz. I don't think it's Carson Wentz.
A quarterback.
I mean, it's got to be Jared Goff, right, Jason?
The more people I talked to last night, the more after sort of the dust settled and people kind of put their thinking caps on and people started sniffing around, I heard much more about Jared Goff in every conversation I had last night. But until they make the pick, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about from a football point of view. Like he played in a pro offense, he does this and that and the other. I'm talking about marketing 101. We got a UCLA kid coming to California to play for the new LA Rams. If we suck for 2 years, who cares? People are going because it's Jared Goff, who's a California kid.
Yeah, he's a California kid. You're right. He's a known commodity. He's someone who already would have some degree of familiarity to people in that market. And look, do I think he's ready to play? Probably not. You're going to say he faced better competition than Carson Wentz. You're going to say he's more ready to play than Carson Wentz. I don't know that either one is particularly all that pro-ready, and both probably need to sit for a while. And I don't think it'll happen, for either of them in all likelihood. I think they'll probably end up playing sooner rather than later. The interesting thing, if Goff goes 1, that's the quarterback who the Browns wanted all along. Even though everybody in the world was mocking Carson Wentz as the first quarterback off the board to the Browns, their guy is Jared Goff. Pep Hamilton loves Goff. Hugh Jackson loves Goff. And if Goff's not there, it's not a sure thing that they take Wentz. So the draft could kind of take its first little turn at pick 2.
Yep.
Because, and the interesting thing will be if they don't take Wentz.
Yeah, the Eagles.
I don't know that the Eagles take Wentz.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the crazy thing in all this could be that had the Rams stayed at 15, they might have just been able to take Wentz there. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not as sexy as doing all this and whatever else, but I could see the Eagles staying at 8 and either trading down to try to get a second-round pick or going with Ezekiel Elliott, who I hear they love. So I hear that Chip Kelly is not in love with any of these quarterbacks. He's all about staking his claim on the guy who rebuilt Blaine Gabbert. He really likes Gabbert. Maybe they take Connor Cook in the second round. I don't think they're taking a quarterback there, and I'm not convinced the Eagles are either. So you just start looking, and maybe Wentz would have been there at 15.
A lot of juicy storylines for sure. We're talking to Jason La Canfora, CBS Sports NFL Insider. By the way, a little side note, Jay's going to be hopping in the radio studio next week, Monday through Thursday, with our guy D.A., I guess Gottlieb's taking a few days off, so you'll be doing the 4 shows, CBS Sports Network as well. Looking forward to that. And you mentioned Chip Kelly, And now there's a report. I don't know if you can refute this or add to it, but latest report already, Chip Kelly and Balky are off to a rocky start. What do you know about their relationship so far?
I don't know about rocky start. I mean, look, Chip Kelly is it's never going to be like peaches and cream and roses and sitting on the beach staring into the sunset together. Like he's obviously his own guy. He's quirky. He's not whatever, emotional intelligence, all the stuff he got labeled on in Philadelphia. It's not like he sheds that or shakes that overnight, and frankly, I don't think he has any interest in changing one bit as to who he is. So he's going to be headstrong. He's going to have very strong ideas, and the personnel man is going to have to come to grips with the fact that I'm working. I don't care how the contracts are written. I don't care how everything is allegedly structured. I'm working for Chip Kelly because he's going to have a unique vision for his football team, and if I don't follow it, there's going to be problems. So, I don't know that it was ever going to be totally kumbaya, but those two guys both kind of knew what they were getting into as well. I mean, this was it. Like, this is, nobody else wanted to even talk to Chip Kelly. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, good point.
Not another owner in the league was like, let me just sit with him for 3 or 4 hours and see if I could work with him. He was toxic, and Trent Baalke is someone who's under intense pressure there because, since Scott McCloughan left that building, you can look at it for yourself. Just compare the drafts. It ain't the same. So, he's very close and cozy with ownership, and that helps, with job security and whatnot. But it was always a marriage born of desperation. So there'll be people looking for any sort of signs of negativity or chinks in the armor or whatever. I haven't heard that there's anything, bad between those two, but again, it's always going to be a different relationship with a Chip Kelly.
Yeah, JLC, from an insider perspective, the two most interesting things from the schedule.
I'm not I'm not really like team
Not a big schedule.
Like I really don't care. Like I just think this is the biggest non-story in the history of the world. But
yes, but it is a big story for the fans.
People are into it. I mean, the Colts not getting a bye week coming back from London intrigues me because I had heard 2 years ago that day was coming.
Yeah, we said that. We said that.
I talked to people at the league office years ago, and I wrote about it. People are like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "No, I'm not crazy because they have to see this stuff. Like, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. And if they really think they're going to be in London by 2020, then by 2016, 2017, 2018, you're going to see it's only going to be so long before Jacksonville or somebody else plays back-to-back home games in London. I mean, they have to see how the logistics of some of this works out if they're going to get where they want to get. So that intrigued me. Otherwise, I don't know. The Monday night games look really kind of – I remember just kind of looking each week for a good Monday night game and having trouble finding one that looked pretty sexy on paper right now. The opening game to get the Super Bowl rematch is pretty
listen,
cool.
Jay, don't start making stuff up. You're not too intrigued with the schedule. That's fine. I don't blame you. I mean, it's a lot of nonsense at the end of the day.
It is what it is. Everybody's going to everybody's going to sit there and start picking the games and figure out if their team's going 10-6, whatever. And it's cool. There's, look, it's awesome that people love football. It's awesome that they're so into it. But we're 2 weeks out from the draft, and I don't.
Listen,
who the hell knows?
He's